So in this lesson, we will once again use the distributive property. This time we're going to use it to simplify expressions where there's more than one term in each parentheses, like set of parentheses, pair of parentheses. You'll see what I mean quickly. So instead of just multiplying maybe the 4 times the x plus 1, like this, instead we're not just multiplying by like the 4 by x plus 1. We're multiplying x plus 4, this whole thing, times x plus 1. So essentially, we are multiplying two quantities, the x and the plus 4, times the x and the 1. It's going to be a lot easier just to show it to you. So we start with our first term. Our first term is x. We are going to multiply by the other x. Remember, it doesn't say x times 4. It says x plus 4 times x plus 1. So we're never going to multiply this x by this 4 because it never says to. So it says x times x, which is x to the second power. I'm going to write this over here so you can see each step. And then x times plus 1. So a positive times a positive is a positive. 1x, or x times 1 is 1x. If you need to see it, x times x, x times 1. And then we're going to multiply this 4, this positive 4 times x, and then this positive 4 times 1, positive 1. So positive times a positive is a positive. 4 times x is 4x. A positive times a positive is a positive. 4 times 1 is 4. So we look at this. We're not quite done. We always have to check. Remember, we put our exponents in order. We have a second to the power of 2, or to the second power, or squared, right here. We don't have any more, so we bring it down. We have an x term here. We have plus 1x, and we have plus 4x. We combine them, we get positive 5x, so plus 5x from these two. There's no more constants, there's no more regular numbers, so to speak, without multiplying, so it's just plus 4. Alright, let's try it again. Remember, we have two terms, w plus 1 times w minus 4. So we're going to do w times w, and then w times minus 4. So we're going to treat it like w times negative 4. And then afterwards, we are going to do positive or plus 1 times w. And then we're going to do positive 1 times minus 4, negative 4. So, I never drew this. Okay, so w times w is w squared. W times minus 4 is, so positive times negative is a negative. W times 4 is 4w. A positive times a positive is a positive. 1 times w is 1w. A positive times a negative is a negative, so we're going to put minus. 1 times 4 is 4. I'm going to check for my highest exponent, which is right here. Highest term exponent. I'm going to bring it down first. Then I'm going to check for my lower term, so just the w's. So I have a minus 4w and a plus 1w. So if I put them together, remember, I'm not multiplying, I'm not dividing, I'm just saying that there's negative w, or minus w, minus w, minus w, minus w, and then there's 1 plus w. So I get rid of that, I get rid of that. I have minus 3w, minus 3. So negative 3w's. So minus 3w. There's nothing else, so I bring that down, minus 4. Okay. Let's continue. So we have y minus 3 times, oh, this should be a y. Let's change this to y. y minus 3 times y minus 2. So both of these terms, y and minus 3, times both of these terms, y and minus 2. First one is y times y. I'll write it here just in case you prefer. You would get y squared. So y squared. And then you do y times minus 2, or we treat it like a negative, so it has negative value. So y times negative 2. Positive times a negative is a negative. Y times negative, well, y times 2 would be, I guess, negative 2y. So I'm going to put a squiggly right here. So minus 2y. Now we have negative 3 times y. A negative times a positive is a negative. Positive, 3 times y is 3y. So minus 3y. And lastly, we have minus 3 times minus 2, or negative 3 times negative 2. Negative 3 times negative 2, a negative times a negative is a positive 6. So positive 6. Once again, let's just bring this down as the highest exponent. We have a negative 2y and a negative 3y. So if I just don't even pay attention to the y's for a second, so minus 2 minus 3 is really minus 5. So negative 5y, can't forget the y, and then plus 6. All right, 3 more to go. So in this one, we're multiplying the 2x plus the 3 times the x minus 1. So 2x times x, 2x times minus 1. Plus 3, or positive 3 times x, positive times negative 1. So the first one we do is 2x times x. So if you care for the 1, it's right there. 2 times 1 is 2, x times x is x squared. So I'm going to write 2x squared. Now we have 2x times negative 1. A positive times a negative is a negative. 2 times 1 is 2x. So minus 2x. Now we have, this 3. So positive 3 times x is just 3x. It's pretty easy. So plus 3x. Positive 3 times negative 1 is negative 3, so minus 3. So remember, highest term goes first. Minus 2x plus 3x, so negative 2x. I like writing it like this, because remember, you can put them in any order as long as the sign is there when you combine them. So positive 3, negative 2, so I get a positive 1x. So positive 1x minus 3. I'm going to rewrite this a little bit tinier. That's fine if you leave it there. I'm going to write it as 2x squared plus x. I'm going to hide that 1 because it's just extra writing, so to speak, which will help us later, or be more handy later. Oh man, there's so many. I thought I had less. So I'm going to start going through this a little quicker. I'm only going to highlight the more difficult things. So y squared times y, remember, is y times y, and then times y. So this y to the third power. Y squared times 6, so that's 6y squared. If you need to see the 1, the 1's right there. Positive 1 times y, or 1 times y is just 1y. And positive times a positive is a positive. 1 times 6 is 6. Now here I need to check the order of my exponents. So highest exponent is 3 to the third power, right? There's no more of them, so I bring it down. To the second power, there's no more of them, so I bring it down. There's a y here. There's no more y, just like plain y, so I'm just going to write plus y. And then there's no more regular numbers, so there's no more constants. So we just literally brought them all down. You could, if you knew that already, you could have just boxed it right there.